While many areas and countries around the world claim to be UFO hotspots, the country of Chile is certainly one that can hold its own. The country has had several high-profile UFO sightings occur in modern day, including stories of Nordic encounters on the legendary Friendship Islands, as well as the Cabo Valdes case. On top of this, the country features geological and resource characteristics, which has led many ufologists to speculate they go to Chile for a reason. For example, Chile is one of the world's top producers of lithium, copper, silver, and several other critical metals. In addition to this, there are a variety of strange geoglyphs found throughout the Atacama Desert, as well as a UFO trail in the Andes said to be rampant with UFOs. While there have been several documented UFO sightings in the 21st century, one of the more famous events concerns a highly ranked general who came forward in 2002 to discuss his encounter with a massive craft. In this episode, we will examine the incredible story of former General Hernan Gabrielli Rojas, a case that came to be known as the Chilean Air Rod. On December 26, 1978, Hernan Rojas was leading a training flight with Captain Danilo Catalan when he would see something he would never forget. Around 12 p.m. local time, the two men were returning to their base, located in Antofagasta in northern Chile, when Rojas would suddenly spot something on the radar up ahead. A line appeared on his radar, going from one end to the other. Rojas was perplexed, as the line indicated whatever the radar was picking up had to be gigantic. To put things in perspective, 1 centimeter on the radar screen corresponded to around the size of a battleship. This object was somewhere between 10 to 15 centimeters. Battleships are usually around 800 to 1,000 feet in length, indicating this object was around 2 to 3 miles long. Rojas was convinced his radar was giving a false reading or malfunctioning, so he radioed to Captain Catalan to see if he was seeing the object on his radar. Catalan radioed back that he was seeing the same thing as well on his radar. Rojas believed at this point both radars had somehow failed and radioed Cerro Morena Airport in Antofagasta to see what their radars were picking up. Ground control confirmed they too were picking up the massive object. Around this time, both pilots would make visual contact. Around 15 to 20 miles away, they both spotted a large object shaped like a deformed cigar. It was moving in the same direction as the pilots and also appeared to be releasing some type of smoke. Rojas would state the object appeared to be trying to camouflage itself in the smoke, but it was visible. The two pilots, who were flying F-5 planes, headed toward the unidentified craft. Rojas and Catalan assumed attack formation, although they weren't actually carrying any weapons. As they got closer, they were able to get a better view of the massive craft and the smoke coming out of it. It appeared to be either stationary or moving slowly. Then suddenly, as the men were closing in, the massive UFO shot off quickly. As it flew off, they were able to see the line on their radar disappear as well. Rojas would state the craft must have been traveling at thousands of miles per hour, or even faster. One of the more interesting things around this case concerns the UFO type considered air rods. As we will see though, while called the Chilean Air Rod, the event really doesn't fit the definition of an air rod. Air rods are quite controversial and are generally said to be large objects, invisible to the naked eye, but visible only in photographs and videos. There's no disputing this phenomenon is real. The question concerns what is causing it. It appears that in many of these cases, air rods are simply insects or bugs flying in front of the camera at high speeds. This causes some type of optical illusion, according to people who study the topic and people with knowledge of photography. Still, these air rods can't be easily dismissed and neatly packaged into a one-size-fits-all. In May 2024, the Daily Mail would publish an article in which it showed several air rods videotaped by residents in South America. In the video, the object seems to move slowly across in several cases, and also are seen by the naked eye of the witnesses. This seems to eliminate the possibility that the video or photo caused the air rods to appear. Some speculate that this is not actually an optical phenomenon and some type of microorganism that is invisible to the naked eye, but it appears on camera. Some think they are actually living organisms and somehow related to the legends of atmospheric beasts. One popular atmospheric beast is the Crawford Monster. In 1891 in Crawford, Indiana, some type of large creature was spotted in the sky. Residents reported seeing something around 20 feet long and having a flaming red eye. While it surely sounds completely mythical in nature, there were multiple witnesses and multiple sightings. On the second sighting, a pastor named Reverend G.W. Switzer and his wife saw some sort of beast in the sky. They reported the creature was thrashing and looked like it was in great pain. It also made some sort of wheezing sound. While air rods and atmospheric beasts are interesting topics in general, it's probably the case the Chilean Air Rod actually had little or nothing to do with air rods. This is simply because the pilots spotted the object visibly, and also there were no photos or videos of the craft. That said, reports of massive ships like this aren't unheard of. We've seen reports from individuals reporting gigantic crafts miles long. Often these cases are dismissed as optical illusions, but what makes the Chilean Air Rod case so compelling is that it was spotted by 2 separate witnesses at least, and also picked up by 3 different radars. Despite this, the military didn't appear to take the matter seriously. Chile seems to have more of a tolerance for UFO reports than many other countries, and reports like this of massive crafts continue to pour in throughout the country.